Going to take a look at another of the OMEALS Premium Outdoor Foods Homestyle Meals. I previously checked out their vegetable stew with beef, and I'll put a link to that down below. And that's going to have a lot of the information about the company, about the products, basically whatever I knew when I first got them. And so we're going to try and make this one a little bit quicker. If you want to hear more into detail, you can check out the other video to learn more about the company and its products. So basically what you're getting in an OMEALS Homestyle Meals is an entree. You're getting an 8-ounce, I believe they're 8 ounces, an 8-ounce entree, which is very similar to what you're going to find in an MRE. It is ready to eat. You can just open this up and eat it right out of the pack. But the deal with this is that it's a fully cooked, self-heating meal. It heats with any liquid. So what you have in here is your entree pouch. You also have a flameless ration heater, which is much more powerful than the ones found in MREs, and a little utensil kit that has your, I believe it's a spoon and a napkin. So there's not a lot in here. It's not a full MRE. It's basically just an entree. And this is basically supposed to fit the niche between MREs, a full meal in the ready-to-eat mode, and freeze-dried food, which a lot of campers will use. So if this fits in your niche, it might be worth checking out. My one complaint about this is that it's a little bit on the expensive side right now, but it's still a pretty new product. I'm hoping it'll come down. So this is the chicken Creole with brown rice. Here are the ingredients if you want to check those out. And here are the nutrition facts. And let's just go ahead and check out what's in here. You open up the outer bag. And here is your spoon and napkin. This is the heating element. And this is actually not just an outer bag, this is also your heater bag. And I probably should mention too that this does open up on the bottom, which is a nice little touch. And here's our entree, our chicken Creole. And I also forgot to mention that the pouch itself has a Best By date on it. This is Best By May 4th, 2019. It has a date code of 6125. So it was manufactured on the 125th day of 2016, and I guess they basically have a shelf life of 3 years. So all we're going to do is we're going to put the entree pouch, which also opens up too, as a convenience. I'm going to put that back into the bag. Open up the heating element. These are, as I said, much more powerful than a standard MRE heater. You'll see that in a second. Put that in the bag there. And then you're just going to add 4 to 6 ounces of water, or actually 4 to 6 ounces of any liquid. It doesn't have to be water. I'll put in 5 ounces of water. But that is one of the benefits. Freeze-dried foods, you need to have a nice supply of fresh water. This, you can save your water. And use something else if you need to for the chemical reaction, which you can see is pretty powerful. So they have a 3 to 5 rule. They say this is going to be ready in 3 to 5 minutes. We'll go ahead and let it do its thing and come back in a few minutes. It's also worth mentioning that I read that the steam that comes off of this is just pure steam. It doesn't have that same kind of nasty chemical smell that an MRE flameless ration heater has. Yeah, it really doesn't have much of an odor at all, which is another nice advantage of it too. Anyone who's heated up MREs, or especially multiple MREs, that smell can be kind of unpleasant, especially if you're in an enclosed vehicle or something. Alright, this has been going for probably about 10 minutes. This heater is going to keep working at a good pace for probably at least 20 minutes, if not longer. It's definitely something that's more powerful than what you really need to just heat up a meal that's already ready to eat. In the next video I do, I'm going to try to make a little bit extra use of that in addition to heating up what's in here. But I think the chicken Creole is ready. Yes, it's very hot. Let me just wipe this off. Alright, here's the pouch here. As I said, of course, it does stand up. Both these stand up on their own, which is nice. You don't have to worry about having a rock or something. And one of the things I like about these, the first one I did was the vegetable stew with beef, which is basically the same thing as an MRE beef stew. And it tasted very much like that too, so it was kind of a familiar thing. But especially considering you're paying a pretty good price for these, one thing I do like about them is they have a nice variety of menus, and not all of them are the same as what you'd find in an MRE. this chicken Creole. It might be kind of similar to like the Southwest style chicken stew, but there is no chicken Creole with brown rice in an MRE. So that's a nice touch. Obviously you can eat it right out of the stand-up pouch, but since we're doing a review, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in a bowl. And it certainly looks pretty good. I guess the proof is going to be in the taste, though. Alright, just to give a few quick facts about this, too. In this 8-ounce serving, you have 230 calories, 5 grams of fat. The sodium is quite a bit lower than most MRE entrees at 410 milligrams or 17%. And it has 12 grams of protein. And the ingredients, the first ingredient is tomatoes. And there's brown rice, cooked chicken, celery, green bell peppers, onions, tomato paste, and a few other things. It doesn't look quite as bad as your standard MRE ingredient list. Now let's go ahead and try it out. We have our spoon and napkin that came with it. You can definitely see the, I'm not sure if the red stuff is tomatoes or peppers, but you can see there's definitely the green peppers are in there. And you can see some onion, a lot of rice. Chicken seems to be small pieces. I'm not really seeing a lot of that. Here's what it looks like. Looks and smells good. Yeah, it tastes really good too. It's got a nice southwestern kind of flavor. You can definitely taste the peppers in it. It's a pretty distinctive, I think the green pepper mostly kind of a taste. And there is plenty of chicken, it's just that it's in small little chunks rather than some larger chunks. And it actually almost looks like beef. It's doesn't appear to be overly processed or anything. I don't know how good you can see that, but it's looks like real chicken. This is kind of looks like a little bit of dark meat here. And a big piece of tomato right here. Yeah, this is pretty tasty, and you can I think you can tell it's brown rice too. It doesn't look very dark, but it's a bigger piece of chicken. This is probably the biggest one I've seen in here. It's definitely a distinct flavor from the MREs. Nice big piece of chicken. Yeah, I'm really liking this one. This is good stuff. And a little bit of a kick. Certainly nothing overwhelming. Somebody who likes spicy stuff would still probably want to add some hot sauce. But it tends to be a little bit on the spicier side than most of the MRE dishes you expect to be spicy, and you kind of disappointed with their blandness. I'm not exactly sure what the spiciness is coming from. It's got garlic powder, that's about it. But it's really good. And so that was a look at an OMEALS Premium Outdoor Foods Homestyle Meals Chicken Creole with brown rice. And thank you for watching. Alright, that was really good. It was very tasty, and it did have a nice little kick to it too. So one last thing to mention too is that with this thing being self-contained, when you're done with it, as I said, the outer bag is also the heater, which is still heating up. But you can take all your waste that you generated, stuff all that into the bag. You can seal that back up. And you have a convenient way to get rid of all your trash, or to pack it out of wherever you're at.